rocks, I made a little excursion up the Savannah River, 4 or 5 miles above the fort, with the surgeon of the garrison, who was so polite as to attend me to show me some remarkable Indian monuments, which are worthy of every traveler's notice. These wonderful labors of the ancients stand in a level plain, very near the bank of the river, now 20 or 30 yards from it. They consist of conical mounts of earth and 4 square terraces, and see. The great mount is in the form of a cone, about 40 or 50 feet high, and the circumference of its base 2 or 300 yards, entirely composed of the loamy rich earth of the low grounds. The top or apex is flat, a spiral path or track leading from the ground up to the top is still visible, where now grows a large, beautiful spreading red cedar, Juniperus americana. There appears 4 niches, excavated out of the sides of this hill, at different heights from the base, fronting the 4 cardinal points. These niches or sentry boxes are entered into from the winding path, and seem to have been meant for resting places or lookouts. The circumjacent level grounds are cleared and planted with Indian corn at present. And I think the proprietor of these lands, who accompanied us to this place, said that the mount itself yielded above 100 bushels in one season. The land hereabouts is indeed exceeding fertile and productive. It is altogether unknown to us what could have induced the Indians to raise such a heap of earth in this place, the ground for a great space around being subject to inundations, at least once a year, from which circumstance we may conclude they had no town or settled habitations here. Some imagine these tumuli were constructed for lookout towers. It is reasonable to suppose, however, that they were to serve some important purpose in those days, as they were public works, and would have required the united labor and attention of a whole nation, circumstanced as they were, to have constructed one of them. Almost in an age. There are several less ones round about the great one, with some very large tetragon terraces on each side, near 100 yards in length, and their surface 4, 6, 8 and 10 feet above the ground on which they stand. We may however hazard a conjecture, that as there is generally a narrow space or ridge in these low lands, immediately bordering on the river's bank, which is 8 or 10 feet higher than the adjoining low grounds, that lie betwixt the stream and the heights of the adjacent main land, which, when the river overflows its banks, are many feet under water, when, at the same time, this ridge on the river bank is above water and dry, and at such inundations appears as an island in the river. These people might have had a town on this ridge, and this mount raised for a retreat and refuge in case of inundations, which are unforeseen and surprise them very suddenly, spring and autumn.